This JT Miller stuff with the Vancouver Canucks, it's been percolating for months now. Is it going to be Elias Pettersson? Is it going to be JT Miller? Well, it looks like it's definitely going to be JT Miller. But I wanted to know, what exactly is JT Miller worth on the trade market? We've heard names like Alexis Lafreniere and Braden Schneider out of the Rangers, Simon Nemec, the former second overall pick from the Devils. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news and pour some really ice cold water on this, but I checked in with some general managers, some assistant GMs, some scouts, some agents to kind of get a feel for what this guy's actual value is. Let's just remember, turning 32 years old, 5 more years at $8 million against the cap after this season. He has a full no move clause. And all this drama in Vancouver has just become a massive story in the NHL. One agent said this: I don't think it's nearly as much as Vancouver would like. His age and contract aren't helping, but the situation in the room has become such a big story, it's killed any leverage that the Canucks could have had. If they can get a couple of decent roster players and a pick or a prospect, that's probably enough. Here's an NHL executive. He said he's a good player and he could really help out a team that's looking to contend over the next couple of years. But the Canucks are up against it. They're operating from a position of weakness. That plus the no movement clause drops his value. Probably a mid-level positional player, a first and a prospect. Finally, one last executive here says, I think a roster player plus a first or second and maybe another piece, unless it's an elite player coming back the other way. Well, it probably isn't an elite player coming back the other way. Now, at the same time, Miller has played at a star level going on 3-4 years now. He's on Team USA coming up for the Four Nations. He's proven he can show up in the playoffs. He's supposed to be a point a game or better power forward who can play the wing, he can play the center, he can play on your power play, he kills penalties, he shows up in the playoffs, he's physical, he's supposed to be this emotional leader. So I guess if one team really thinks that he's the guy that can put him over the top, they might open up the coffers a little bit and give Canucks management what they're hoping to get, which is probably an impactful center or defenseman at a younger age and at a lesser price tag. But Canucks fans, I'm sorry, do not hold your breath on that regard. If they're going to make a move, it's probably going to be for something muted. You're probably not going to be thrilled about it, but just getting him out, he's sitting there, he's got 1 foot out the door already. You have to make a move. This trade has to happen, whether it's to the Rangers, the Devils, the Stars. We've heard Utah, we've heard Carolina. There are teams interested, so it only takes one. End of the day, though, JT Miller, aging asset, performance is declining, no movement clause, has a history of some issues in the dressing room. Don't expect a ton.